So let's find a comfortable seat. It is chilly, very chilly. And so we will work to warm the body in the ways that we know. But first, let's sit together, pressing the heels of the hands onto the upper thighs. It's a little press down, lean forward. Although I don't know about you, I'm always so excited to pull out my sweaters that I don't get to see all year that I love. So I try to find the little joys in this weather, and I hope you do too, right? It's very clear. The moon was gorgeous. Let's go side to side, pressing into one thigh, leaning away. Maybe you turn to look up towards the sky, and then back through center over to the other side. Here's Mr. Cacuccio. He's feeling much better. He had a head cold. Cats get colds too. You don't think about it, but they do. I know. And then back to neutral from here, rubbing the heels of the hands. And if you're cold, maybe this is more of a friction thing than an elongation thing, right? You can really rub if it feels good. Or maybe you're pressing and lengthening. Just depends. Always. Gorgeous. And then let's inhale the arms up towards the sky, lift the chin, stretch, 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 drop the tailbone. Then exhale, float the hands to the lap. Now, if you are very cold, I highly recommend planting the palms of the hands down because you lose a lot of heat out of the palms of your hands. You don't realize it. Soles of the feet, palms of the hands, neck, and head. Those are like, if you have all of those covered, you can pretty much get away with wearing, without a coat. I've noticed that. Like, we'll go out to shovel, and if I have warm feet, warm hands, warm neck, and warm head, I might not need my as bulky of a coat. And then as you feel ready, go ahead, close the eyes. Going inside, we're getting an opportunity to investigate the internal landscape. How are we today? How are we now? What is it like to be you today? And don't just go into the mechanical of whatever the story is you tell yourself. Really investigate. Really be curious. What is it to be you right now in this body? And maybe it's easier to start with the physical structure. And so we're tuning in right side, left side, tailbone, pubic bone. Are we balanced even on our seat? Are there any little lingering stiffness or crankiness in the body? Hopefully there's none. Hopefully all systems feel pretty good. And then descending the tailbone, finding the abdomen, right? Finding that connection, pubic bone, belly button, lifting and spreading the collarbones, arm bones hanging heavy at the shoulder socket, head balanced on the spine, dipping left ear to left shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. Maybe you dip the chin and lift the chin a few times. Maybe you turn the head. Any little movements here that feel useful, necessary, helpful. Then bringing the spine neutral, bring the skull neutral. Maybe the chin dips slightly as you lift from the base of the skull. Relax the jaw, teeth, tongue. Soften cheekbones, bridge of nose. Relax the eyes in their sockets. Spread the eyebrows, soften the forehead. Relax the inner ears. And then notice the breath. Notice the inhalation, notice the exhalation. Can we be fully present with the breath? Always a curiosity there, right? The mind wants to do so many more interesting things, it thinks. But could you let the breath be the focus just for a moment? Just this next breath, full inhalation, full exhalation. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . then taking the hands together, pressing the hands together. As you do that, could you spread the collarbones laterally? Equalize the pressure, right side, left side. Lift the sternum to the base of the thumbs. Can you get just a little bit taller? Mm-hmm. Can you get a little more spacious internally? And then I'll invite you to chant the sound of Om with me 3 times, and then we'll invocate. Go ahead, exhale, fully let go of all the breath you currently have. Then inhale fully to begin. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Saha Viryam Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vaditamastu, Ma Vidvashavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deep breath. Nice. As you exhale, chin comes towards the chest. Just take a moment, as always, there's an internal reflection. We take a moment to notice how we are and if there's anything we need. So often we're just so super busy, right? We're running through our lives, we're doing all the things, we're keeping ourselves occupied. God forbid we get bored, and we don't notice how we are. So take this opportunity, take this moment. And slowly, slowly start to flutter the eyelids open. Let the hands come to the lap. As you inhale, raise the gaze. As we've been doing, look wide. Again, if you have a window, look outside. Spot a natural artifact, either in your space or out your window. Right? So curious to see what is bustling even in this frigid air. And then coming back to our time together, let's lift the knees and extend the legs. Oh, ironing out, ironing out. It's a time to boost circulation in the body for sure, especially if you're someone who tends to have cold hands, cold feet. So as you slide the hands from the hip towards the ankles, really imagine in your mind of pushing warmth, pushing energy, pushing fluid circulation from the torso down into the extremities of the feet. The little forward bend starts to come. Go ahead and indulge. And then hands behind beside, lift and spread the collarbones. Let's point and flex the feet. Point and flex the feet. Breathing. Always, always, always. And then come to the center of the heel. Let's invert the foot. So outer edge, inner edge. Okay, then I'm going to ask you to pick a leg. Pick one, doesn't matter. Come underneath the knee and bring the foot to the floor. We haven't done this in a while, so we're going to massage the calf muscle. And I want you to get your thumbs into the back of that calf muscle. The best way I can describe it, it's kind of like if you were trying to break apart an orange, right? So you've peeled the orange, you've got those sections, you plug your thumbs in, and then you peel the 2 sides apart. This is kind of what you're doing here, because your gastroc muscles, those muscles of your calf, they're actually a bifurcated muscle. So they're 2 parts, and you're sort of getting your thumbs in there, working your way down the leg. And then it can feel nice to switch to just one hand when you get to kind of the Achilles tendon. So the gastroc comes into be one piece again towards the ankle and then turns into the Achilles tendon. And so getting in there with one hand can feel a little more useful. Just kind of use your fingers and thumb like a pincer and get in there. Make sure you're breathing. We get concentrating on massage, we for some reason stop breathing. I know it seems counterproductive. All right, take another 30 seconds or so, getting into anything that felt really like, I guess the word I want to use is zingy, right? Anything that felt like, woo, what is that? And why are we focusing on the calves first thing? Well, one, to boost circulation, but two, if it's frozen outside, there's probably ice. And the more we can do to limber up our lower leg, the more we will be able to balance. Yes. Okay. So now you're done. Oh, let's tap. I forgot about that part. It's my favorite. So taking your two fists, loose fists together, you're going to tap up and down the sides of the calf muscle. It's like you're clapping, but the calf is in the way and you're using your fist to clap. You're in charge of how hard or not you hit yourself. Some people like quite a bit of pressure. I know you'd think like I'm hitting myself. It seems very problematic, but it actually feels really good. Yeah, gorgeous. And then jiggle your calf muscle. See if it can be super loose. So I'm just using the fingers of one hand at the outer edge and just trying to jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And that's actually a trick. If you're ever getting a cramp in the body, if you can jiggle the muscle, it'll usually stop cramping pretty quickly. Because when you jiggle a muscle, it gets a little confused. I know, how does the muscle get confused? Well, the electrical impulses start to be a little erratic, and then the cramping usually stops. All right, lengthen that leg and observe your two legs. Now, what I notice, generally speaking, is that the leg that I've worked on, it seems like that calf muscle is sitting a little bit more flat on the ground. It's relaxed, right? But then, just as we did before, point and flex both feet and see if you don't feel a difference up the leg. There's definitely a difference in the ankle and the foot, a lot less tension. Come to the center of the heel, do the evert invert thing again. Oh, I can't see your feet, so you're gonna have to observe for yourself. But in my feet, I notice I have much more play now in the one that I've worked on. All right, let's go ahead and do the second side. So whatever leg you haven't worked on, bend that knee, bring the foot to the floor, and then get the thumbs in there. Start up as close to the back of the knee as you can get, and then work your way down, softening the jaw, finding the breath, all the things we know. Yep. Getting in there. Ooh. Anyone finding that one calf muscle is way more sensational than the other and that you feel more sensation there? Yeah, me too. There's a lot going on in this one. Do you know you have a dominant leg, one that you typically stand on more than the other one? For me, it's my left, so I'm working on that one. Makes sense that it would be a little tighter. Don't forget about the Achilles tendon, the back of the ankle. Get in there. Breathing, breathing. And then take another few moments to get into those spots that felt very intense. Give them a little extra attention. Gorgeous. And then loose fists, let's clap. Tapping inner and outer calf muscle. Breathing. Gorgeous. And then jiggle, 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 jiggle. Get it to be nice and loose if you can. Get it to be nice and loose if you can. Yeah, you want it to be jiggly. I know that we spend 90% of our lives trying not to jiggle. Here I am saying it's good for you. All right, and then here's the real test. We extend both legs, lift and spread the collarbones, hands are behind beside. We're pointing and flexing again. Ah, now there feels like there's a lot more freedom in the leg. And then I'm curious, in your body, how far up the leg do you feel it? Like obviously calf muscle, ankle, foot, but is there any benefit in the hip or the inner thigh? Hmm. Then coming to the center of the heel, we evert, invert again, just to see. Maybe it feels like there's a little more fluidity there. Yes, and then bending the knees, bringing the feet wide, take the knees side to side, left and right. Take your time. If it feels really good to be on one side or the other, you might linger for a moment or two. right? Sometimes it's just nice to, oh, stretch that out. Gorgeous. And then we'll take chest opener on blocks this morning. So I'm moving my blanket and my strap off to the side. We'll need them later, but not right now. If you can, take a medium block down the length of your mat. So I've got a medium block. It is lengthwise down my mat. That means the long edges of the block are parallel to the long edges of the mat. And then I'm taking a tall block for the head. We want the edge of this first block to be right at the bottom tip of the shoulder blades. And then the tall block's going to catch our skull right at the base of the skull at the occiput. So once you've got your block set, you turn around. Obviously, if these blocks feel too high, you just turn them all down one level. So then you'd be on a flat block and a medium block. But we're getting the bottom tip of the shoulder blade there. Oh, the base of the skull is there. Give yourself an opportunity to acclimatize. So anything that needs to happen here, you might take the head from side to side. You might need to adjust where you are on that block. That sometimes can be a little trial and error. So if you need to shift around in any way or adjust anything, do it. Don't feel like you're locked here. It shouldn't be incredibly painful or anything like that. It should feel like you're getting a stretch, but it's not, you shouldn't be like hating your life or anything. Gorgeous. Chin moves slightly towards the chest. We want to keep the back of the neck nice and long. Arms are out to the side for now. We're going to change things up in a few moments, but for now, just let them rest, stretching the pectoral muscles from the center of the sternum out towards the deltoids, out towards the edges of the shoulders themselves. Now, I always get the question, what to do with the legs? Well, it's personal. Some folks find that extending the legs feels quite good, but they have to keep a little energy in them to protect the low back. So if you're extending the legs, you're going to reach through the inner heels and roll the big toes towards each other. Everyone's drawing pubic bone to belly button slightly. But I quite want this to be in my body about the upper back, the shoulders, and all of that. So I actually enjoy keeping my knees bent. And I actually bring my two legs together as if they were one leg, kind of squeezing the inner thighs slightly. And that feels to me more stabilizing so that I'm not worried about the low back. I'm not worried about the legs. I'm all in the upper body. Now, once you've made all those adjustments, you're ready to go. You could be getting enough where you are and you'll just remain with your arms down towards the sky. But if you'd like to do a little more, you'll lift the arms up towards the sky, turn the palms of the hands towards the wall in front of you, and then bend the elbows out to the sides of the room. Right? So now your elbows, your biceps are 90 degrees from the torso. And then you'll drop the back of your hand to be in line with your elbow. So now you're in a cactus pose, but you're on your back, right? Palms of the hands are spreading, fingers are spreading, elbows are bent at 90 degrees, biceps coming out of the torso at 90 degrees. And this is a big stretch, and you're actively letting the backs of the arms fall towards the floor, right? You're not letting the elbow or the back of the hand win. They're parallel to the earth. Again, this might be enough. You're like, whoo, that's a lot of stretch through the pectoral muscle, because it is. But then anyone who wants to can do what I call the upside down skydiver. You sort of glide from side to side. You have to go slow. We don't want to topple the blocks over or accidentally fall off of them. We're just sort of leaning to one side or the other. It's like I'm trying to touch my left forearm to the floor on the left side. And then I go across over to the right side. Really, it's just a sneaky way to use the block that's underneath you to massage your upper back. You might linger on one side or the other. It's intense. So if you feel like it's a little woo, you're right. You're not wrong. You're doing great. The next few times you go from side to side, imagine you are going to extend the arm that's moving towards the sky. So as I bring my left elbow down to the floor, I see, could I reach my right hand back towards the wall behind you? And then other side. And it might be that it goes exactly half an inch and that's it. Others you might find it can go quite far, might be able to even extend all the way through the elbow. Let's do two more just like that, one more either side. And again, you might just have your arms on the floor. That's okay. And then coming back to neutral, we're going to release the arms down. So I need to bend the elbows in towards my waist and then let the arms come to the floor. That's protective for the shoulder. And just take a few breaths. Now, if your legs are extended, go ahead, bend the knees one at a time. Everyone's going to take the feet hips distance apart now. So if you had your two legs together as one, just spread them slightly. And then you've got options to come up, okay? So if you're protecting your spine for any reason, you're just going to roll off the blocks off to the side. But if you'd like to get a little more energy in the body, a little more warmth for sure, we're going to come up like this. So you take your hands to the back of your head. You inhale, lengthen the back of the neck. And then as you exhale, use the arms to help. You're going to peel your torso up part way. Now you're looking between your knees. Reach the arms forward. Inhale here and then exhale. See if you could just sit right up off that block. Now, the further forward the feet are, the easier this is. Now, we're going to go from here. Going to take the block that was under your head, and you're going to, if it's not already, flip the block that was behind your back medium. So if you had a tall block, you're going to flip it to a medium block. Okay? I'm going to do a little bit of abdominal work here. It's very warming. It's going to feel good in that way. So I'm taking my wide block between the palms of my hands, and then I'm doing what's called scooping the belly. So as you exhale, you lean back, you draw your navel to your spine. It's as someone took an ice cream scoop and just scooped out your belly. If you're feeling it in the hip flexors when you do this, I want you to flex your feet and bring your heel bones to the earth. Now remember, the closer your heels are to your buttocks, the harder this is going to be. The further away they are, the easier. All right, listen with me. So as you inhale, you're going to come to sit right up on your sits bones. Then as you exhale, you're going to scoop the belly and see if you could come back to tap your shoulder blades on that block. Inhale, you come all the way up. Exhale, navel to spine, tap the shoulder blades, right? So we're really strong here. We're using the abdominal muscles. We're not collapsing. Okay, here's add-on number one. If you'd like to go for it, next time you inhale, you're going to see, could you lift the arms overhead? Exhale remains the same. We tap the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the block overhead. Exhale, tap the shoulder blades. Navel to spine. Don't let the belly muscles cone out towards the wall in front of you. If you're like, wow, this is kind of easy, I want more, then you're going to flip the block behind you to its flat aspect. All right? And you might start with the flat aspect, just keeping the block in front of you. Exhaling to tap the shoulder blades. Inhaling to sit all the way up on the sits bones. And if you're like, oh, I could lift the block overhead, then you go for it. Lifting the block as you inhale to come up. Exhale, lowering it to shoulder height as you go back. All right, you can already feel heat starting to build. And then finally, if things are still feeling easy, you want more, you take the block behind you away entirely. Now you tap your shoulder blades to the earth. That looks like this. We exhale down all the way, tap the shoulder blades. Inhale, come up, either lifting the block or keeping it in front. Exhaling to come down. Inhaling to come up. And then wherever you are, you can add a pass of the block as you come up. So you pass it underneath the leg, come all the way back down, pass it underneath the other leg. So now you're adding a little leg lift, a little passing of the block. Soften the jaw, the teeth, the tongue. You're doing great. Let's do two more, one on either side. Nice. And then come all the way up. Take the soles of the feet together. Lean forward any amount in Baddha Konasana. Well done. Maybe turn the head a little side to side, letting go of any tension in the cervical spine. Nice. And rolling up from the base of the spine. Have your blocks nearby. Let's take a blanket for the head. We'll stretch out the legs in Supta Padangusthasana. So I've got a block nearby, a strap ready to go. I'm coming down and back. That blanket's underneath my head, pulled down all the way to the top of my shoulders. For the moment, let's have the feet in active rest. Feet hips distance apart, knees bent towards the sky, arms a comfortable distance to the side. Back of the skull is heavy. Let's take the head from side to side, releasing the weight of the skull into the earth, letting go of any tension, making sure that you've got full range of motion. And then just for giggles, let's take the knees in opposition. So as the head goes left, the knees go right. Might not be that big of an action. Take whatever you need here. Gorgeous. Nice. Well done. All right. From here, flat block at the outer right hip. You know where we're going. We're just going to stretch the legs out and then we'll be done with the floor. So strap over the ball of the foot, lengthen the leg up towards the sky. Get really clear about opening the back of the knee. As a matter of fact, let's put both sides of the strap into the left hand. Take the right hand to the top of the right thigh. And as you pull the right foot towards you with the left hand, press the top of the thigh away with the right hand. So you're really yawning open the back of the knee. And then maintaining that, let's extend that left leg onto the floor, moving it to the left 2 inches. Oh yeah, opening up. Gorgeous. Nice full breath here. Yes, then we'll switch both sides of the strap to the right hand. Right hand has the strap. Left arm reaches out to the left, palm of the hand is down. We're inhaling to get long, exhaling, take this leg out and down to the right. The block should be there to catch it. And then we're plugging the upper right arm bone into the shoulder socket as we're lengthening the tailbone towards that inner left heel. Lower abdomen rolls from left to right. That inner right thigh gets long. Upper abdomen rolls from right to left. Those outer left ribs come a little closer to the floor. Back of the neck is super long. Press the back of that left leg firmly into the ground. Pelvis is neutral here. So we're keeping the hip points parallel to the sky. We're not letting that left hip come up. Nice. Left foot acts like it's touched a wall. Inhale here. Then exhale, bring the leg back up to neutral. Both sides of the strap go into the left hand. Right thumb sneaks into the hip crease. We're rolling the outer hip away, pressing the back of the hip down. Now, this next part is small. We're taking the right leg to the left any amount, but we're not letting that right hip come off the floor or towards the rib cage. So as you start to take this right leg to the left, you'll feel sensation. And it's possible you'll feel more than one or different types. And so you're just being curious. What's there? How does it feel? Can you breathe into it? Yes. Inhaling the leg back to neutral. Spread those straps out between both hands. Take the leg a little towards you, a little away, little towards you, little away. Then exhale, release the leg from the strap. We're comparing the 2 legs again like we did after the calf massage. Can you notice any difference between sides? And then let's switch which side the block is on. We'll bend both knees again. Right foot comes to the floor this time. Left knee comes towards the chest. Strap goes over the ball of the foot and we lengthen towards the sky. Shoulder blades are heavy. And then just as we did on the first side, we'll put both sides of the strap in the right hand and use the heel of the left hand at the very top of that left thigh. to push the thigh away as we pull the foot towards us. Now, because we're pushing and pulling at the same time, it might not look like anything's happening outside to a casual observer, but inside, you know what you're feeling. Mm-hmm. And then go ahead, extend that right leg onto the floor, move it to the right, just an inch or so. Notice if that changes your experience in the left leg. And then let's go for it. Both sides of the strap in the left hand. Right arm reaches out. Inhale for length, exhale for action. Left leg comes out and down to the left. You're plugging the upper left arm bone into the shoulder. Upper abdomen rolls to the right, lower to the left. Back of the right leg is pressing. When I do that, maybe you have the same experience. It lengthens the back of my neck, right? It feels very long then. Throat is soft, jaw is soft. Breathing into the belly. One more inhale here. Then as you exhale, let's get that leg back up to neutral. We switch hands. Right hand's got the strap, left thumb in the hip crease. We plant the back of the hip, then we roll it away from the rib cage. Then we see any amount over to the right. It might be small. Doesn't take a lot to do a lot in some of these shapes, right? Nice, relax the throat. Gorgeous. Bring the leg back to neutral. Spread those straps out between both hands. We take the leg towards us, away, towards us, away. Then exhale, release the foot from the strap, both legs on the ground. Let's rest the hands on the lower ribs, taking a few soft, quiet breaths here. Perhaps the eyes are closed. Then from here, one at a time, bending the knees into the chest, give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze. You can rock from side to side, ironing out the back body. Then hands on the bent knees, steer them around in a circle, a few times in one direction, a few times in the other. And then if you're protecting your spine for any reason, you'll bring your feet to the floor and roll to one side. Others, hands go behind the backs of the thighs. Let's do a little rock and roll, rolling up to balance on the tailbone. Then as you go back, you're going to the bottom of the shoulder blades and then back up. You're trying not to bring your feet to the floor. It's not so much about momentum as muscular action, although momentum does help a little bit. You're seeing if you can really control your speed, especially as you come up. And then next time you come up to balance on the tailbone, we're pausing. Shins parallel to the floor, shoulder blades down the back, lift the chest. And if you want to extend the arms here, you could. And then if you wanted to extend the legs here, you could. Yes, a little Navasana, little boat pose. Exhale, bringing the feet down, rolling all the way to one side. If you need a blanket for underneath the knees, please take it. Otherwise, move your blanket off to the side. Let's take table pose and release any tension from the spine. Planting the hands well. Let's inhale, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, stretching out the abdominal muscles and lengthening the spine. Exhale, navel to spine, tailbone and head come down. Nice. Then take that at your own pace, back and forth a few times. And then coming back to a neutral spine, lengthening through the table or through the tailbone and the crown of the head. Inhaling here, exhale, wag the tail to the right, turn to look over the right shoulder. Inhale through center, exhale, second side. Nice, going back and forth, you know it. Beautiful. From here, we're going to downward facing dog. So planting the hands well, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. If there's an alternative pose you need, hands on a counter or a dresser or bed, please take an L shape if that's what you need. Otherwise, we're lifting the hips up nice and high, reaching the tailbone to the space where wall and ceiling meet, rolling the inner elbows towards the front of the room. Nice. Don't hit down on the shoulders. Imagine you are lifting up, up, and away. Heel bones dragging down and back. Yes. Breathing into whatever you found. And then we're headed to standing forward bend. So walking the feet forward towards the hands. Don't lock the knees. Let there be a little bit of slackness there so you can allow the torso to drape, letting the head drop towards the earth. Perhaps you take the head a little yes, a little no. Gorgeous. Then thumbs in the hip creases. Hook the hips back towards the wall behind you. Lengthen the spine. Big toe ball mound, outer heel. And then on your inhale, come back up to standing. Once you're upright, do the needful. Maybe you're rolling the shoulders a little forward, up, back, and down. And then let's go ahead and interlace the hands behind the back body, reaching the knuckles towards the floor, squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other, and then any amount lifting the arms away from the back body. Don't let the lower frontal ribs go too far forward. Keep the knees slightly bent, tailbone heavy. And then exhale, release the arms. Good job. Let's set up for a little Parsvottanasana, a little bit of standing work. So I'm going to take my two tall blocks in front of me, and I'm going to start out a little bit further down my mat, mostly because I have things in front of me, and when we go forward, I don't want to crack my head. So always be aware of your room, of your space. If you've got furniture, other things in your way, just want to make sure. I know some of us are working in small spaces, and you never want to like accidentally concuss yourself. I haven't had anyone get a concussion in my class yet. I don't plan on starting now. All right. Once your blocks are set, feet directly underneath the hips. We're looking down. Are the index toes parallel for now? And then big toe ball mound, outer heel pressing. Lift and spread the toes, getting very firm in the feet, finding our stability. Hands come to the hips. We're wrapping the elbows back towards each other behind us, lifting through the crown of the head, getting very tall. It's almost like you're pushing something towards the sky with your head. And then it's left foot forward between the blocks, right foot back, right foot turns out slightly. Now, here's the deal. If you need more stability in your life, you might take your feet a little wider, left to right, laterally. That will help you feel very stable. However, traditionally the pose is performed with the front heel in line with the back heel, so more like a tightrope configuration. So pick which one works for you and then square your hips to the front of your mat. Think of pressing that outer right foot down firmly as if it was pressing into wet sand. Then inhale the arms up towards the sky, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinging from that hip, come down to your blocks. Palms of the hands come to the blocks. If the blocks feel too far away, you get a chair. That's okay. Make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. And then as if you were a cat, paw the blocks back to lengthen the front of the spine. From here, we're going to do two things with that left hand. So I'm moving my block so you can see. You could leave your block right where it is. First thing is you're going to place the palm of your hand at the top of the shin. and you're going to press the shin into the hand as you press the hand into the shin. That's going to activate the leg, hug the muscles to the bone, and it's going to unlock the knee. Then maintaining that, you're going to tuck your left thumb into your hip crease. You're going to hook the hip crease back as you lengthen the spine. Yes, it's like you've got a little bit of resistance there. Nice. Then the hand comes back to the block. Gorgeous. Nice inhale here, get long. Exhale, bend the elbows, bow down over this front leg any amount. Don't lose the back outer foot though. It is still pressing firmly, firmly, firmly. Gorgeous. Then inhaling up halfway, listen carefully. You're going to spin the back right heel up, bend the left knee, and walk the blocks forward. Then you're standing onto that left leg and lifting the right leg to hip height. Now we don't want to lift the right hip towards the sky. Instead, the hips are parallel to the ground beneath you. Navel to spine. Keep moving the heart away from the belly button. And then anyone who wants to can lengthen that left arm forward. Don't lock the left knee. Keep reaching through that inner right heel. Keep swiping the leg up from the inner thigh. Keep breathing, breathing, breathing. And then we're going back. So left hand to left block. Bend the left knee. Reach, reach, reach with that right foot. Take the blocks with you. They're like little stilts for your arms. And then from here, you're going to press your feet front to back. So it's like the left foot is pressing forward, right foot is pressing back. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, scoop the belly like we did on the floor. Lift yourself back up to standing. Gorgeous. Then turn the feet parallel. Walk or jump the feet back together. Take a full cycle of breath here. Chances are good you're holding the breath a little bit. It's just what happens naturally. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. It just is when we're really concentrating, we lose the breath. So let's do the second side and we'll try to be really mindful about our breathing. Okay. So I'm turning around so you can see my active leg. You do not have to do such a thing. You could stay facing whatever direction you are. Let's take the hands to the hips. Let's treat ourselves well by finding Tadasana. Right? Find Tadasana before anything else. So feet are parallel, big toe ball mound, outer heel. We're not locking the knees, but we're firming the muscles to the bone. And then we're reaching through the crown of the head. Elbows move towards each other, but the lower frontal ribs stay in line. Then it's right foot forward, left foot back, left foot turns out slightly. Most people, the left hip went with the left leg, so we have to spin that left hip back around. And then do you need more stability? Adjust the feet if necessary. From here, I'm pressing both feet firmly into the ground. We inhale the arms up towards the sky. Some of you can look up. Exhale, we hinge over that hip and we bring the hands gently to the blocks. Don't collapse. Maybe you're using a chair, that's fine. Make sure your arms start out underneath your shoulders. I know we're taking trips here, but we want to start in the right place. Outer left foot presses firmly. Right hand comes to the front of that right shin. Push the shin into the hand, hand into the shin. It's a very strong action. You feel the muscles engage. And then thumb to hip crease, hook the hip back to lengthen the front of the spine. But don't lock the knee. Don't lose that invisible hand pressing the shin. Yes, now maintaining all of that, the right hand comes back to the block. Once again, we paw the blocks back to keep the lengthening, maintaining the length. Exhale, bend the elbows, bow down any amount. I know the front foot gets heavy, but could you spread some of the weight to that back foot? Gorgeous. Inhaling up halfway. Spin the back heel up, bend the front knee, walk your blocks forward. And then it's a standing onto that right leg as you lift the left leg up as high as you can. Don't let the left hip lift. I know it wants to, don't do it. Then navel to spine, lengthen the heart away from the belly button. So you're trying to find the length in the upper torso. Then if you can, you reach the right arm forward. It's like you're going to shake someone's hand. Keep breathing. And then right hand to the block. Bend the right knee, reach, reach, reach with the left leg. Take the blocks back with you. Find your stability. So it's like you're trying to stretch your mat from front to back. Then the hands come to the hips. We inhale to lengthen the torso. We exhale, scoop the belly to come back upright. Then we're turning the feet parallel. Now from here, we're going to take our feet to the back long edge of our mat. Nice. You might have to adjust where you ended up. That's okay. I've got my tall blocks back underneath my hands, but now I'm facing the front long edge of my mat. We're taking our legs wide for Parsvottanasana, turning the big toes in slightly, suction cup the outer edge of the foot to the ground, and then suck the kneecap up, up, up onto the thigh. Spin the inner thighs towards the wall behind you, and then walk the blocks forward. Nice. Now you're in a hybrid of downward facing dog and wide angle forward bend. Don't let the navel drop towards the floor. I'm still drawing pubic bone to belly button. And then we can walk the blocks in to set up a platform for the head, or maybe some of you can bring the head directly to the floor. Outer feet pressing, kneecaps lifting. In all of our standing forward bends, we have to have very stable legs so that the torso has freedom. Right? So keep lifting the kneecaps, keep firming the muscle to the bone. Gorgeous. Lift the shoulder blades away from the back of the neck. Breathing here. Nice. Yes. You've built a platform for the head. The head is on something. Another 3 breaths here. Then hands back underneath the shoulders. Push yourself up halfway. And then start to heel toe the feet in. Then we can lower ourselves down, one knee at a time, coming back down onto the earth. We're going to take the rest of our cycle of inversion here. So I've got my 2 blocks nearby. You'll either take 1 flat block, 2 medium blocks side by each, or 2 flat blocks on top of each other. For most of us working with foam blocks, the 2 tall blocks next to each other, it's okay. It's a little higher, but I find that the foam blocks are very unstable. So, practice that at your own peril. Coming back to lay down, nothing under the head this time, but the floor and the sticky mat. Knees are bent. Press your elbows into the floor to draw the shoulder blades towards each other and down the back. Then on an inhalation, press the feet down, lift the hips, slide your block or blocks underneath the pelvis. Adjust anything that needs adjusting. I like to press the elbows again, getting that nice doming through the chest. Then you can let the arms come down. I like to bring the backs of the hands to the earth. That helps to roll the outer, upper arms down, down, down. Nice. And then see if you can work simultaneously, both legs together. Exhale, lift the knees towards the sky. Inhale, press the feet up, up, up. Keep rolling the outer arms down. The chest is domed, but the belly is soft. Breathing here. Right, we're in our inversion. An inversion is simply any time that your feet are higher than your hips, higher than your head. So good to be upside down, observe the feet. Can you find perfect perpendicularity where the feet are over the knees or over the hips? Maybe you have two legs together as one leg. Maybe you like to take the legs apart slightly. Then why not practice a little variation here? So that right foot is going to stay up towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen the left leg. Exhale, start to lower that left leg towards being parallel to the floor. Can you keep the right leg so stable? Nice. Inhale here. Exhale, left leg comes back up towards the sky, second side. Inhale, lengthen the right leg. Exhale, lower it to parallel to the floor, perhaps. That's the goal. Maybe it doesn't go that far. That's okay. Keep both legs very long. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Lift that right leg back up to center. Good job. On the next exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, both feet come to the floor. Once they land, you can press the feet down to lift the hips. Take your blocks out. Roll down one vertebra at a time. Exhale, draw the knees into your chest, a little rocking from side to side. Yes, and then hands on the bent knees, steering the knees around in one direction, then the other. And then taking the soles of the feet together, reach through, catch the ankles, let the knees open wide. Heels come towards the pelvis, Supta Baddha Konasana, press the outer shoulder blades down. And then if there was any neck tightness, stiffness in the thoracic spine, you can take a slow turn of the head from side to side. Beautiful. Bringing the head back to neutral. Knees come together. Let's set up for Shavasana. If you've lost your socks or layers of clothing, now's the time to put them back on. I definitely would have a blanket to cover up with and a blanket for underneath the head. And then, especially if I'm still feeling any lingering tightness in the low back, I might take my two flat blocks for underneath my upper thighs. It's a really quite a nice way to work. Finding your way into your Shavasana pose. If it's very bright where you are, you might take the end of your strap over your eyes. And then before we fully commit to stillness, let's open the mouths wide. Open the mouths wide, stick the tongue out, stretch the jaw, stretch the tongue, stretch the throat, stretch the throat, stretch the tongue, stretch the jaw, stretch, stretch, stretch. Beautiful. And then bring the tongue back into the mouth. Let just the lips come back to touch. And then let go yourself completely. Let loose yourself completely. Let yourself rest here in stillness and silence, knowing now there's nothing to do. Now there's nothing to do. Letting one strand of your awareness come back to hear my voice. Now, if you have time and space to remain where you are, you might choose to stay in Shavasana for a longer period of time, and it's highly recommended. Others, you feel time bound or you're ready to move in some way, and then you'll bring movement back by deepening the breath. Deepening the breath, coming back to the surface of the body. And then bringing little movements back into fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. And then when you feel ready, draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself a squeeze. And then very slowly, very mindfully, you're going to roll to your right side. Pause there for a moment on the right side. Feel the earth beneath you. Feel those qualities of stability, of structure, of density, of steadiness. And then use the hands to help push yourself back up to a seated position. The head is the last thing to arrive. Eyes remain closed. Then taking the hands together in front of the heart, equalize the pressure, lift the sternum, broaden the collarbones. Exhale the chin forward and down, bowing to the seat of the soul. Bowing to that divine inner wellspring of kindness, compassion, joy, patience. The light in me is so honored by your light, grateful for your practice, humbled by your presence. And in case no one's told you yet today, I love you. I do. And I'm so convinced of your capacity to continue crafting a life worth living. Thank you for being here. Namaste. Really good job. Really good job.